What's up everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw Charmander from Pokemon. For today's lesson, we'll need some plain white paper and a pencil. I'll be drawing with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. Now you want to begin by blocking out the basic shape and pose of our character before we get into the details. Let's move over towards the left side of our page and sketch a straight line coming down, starting from the top. Just going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom of our page. Let's go up to the top and draw another line going across from left to right. And we're going to be using these lines to help us block in our character. Now I'm going to use these lines to help us create a circle along the top of our page. So from that center point, let's move up. Just going to mark this off right about here. Let's measure that distance from the center down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over towards the left and then over towards the right. Let's connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We're just using this as a guide. We're going to modify the shape after. Just go in and just smooth this out as best we can. Now from the outside of our circle, let's step up and add a curve. We're going to come down in the middle, round this out, and bend that back up. From the end of this curve, we're going to bump up the top of the head. Let's start back on the left. We're going to go up, round up the head in the middle, go across, and then bring that back down on the right. Let's bump out the left side of the cheek. We're going to start back here, bump this out, round up the cheek, and then bend that in towards the bottom. Now I want to rotate the head slightly over towards the left. So we're going to connect the top and bottom with a slight curve going out towards the left side, come down, and then back in towards the center. Let's move down and add some shape to the body. From the center of the head, we're going to move over towards the left side. We're going to bend the body, going out, round out the belly, and come in towards the bottom. Now the body's going to blend in towards the tail, so we'll stretch this out and then curve that up towards the end. Let's move over towards the right side of the head, bend the body, going out, and then down towards the bottom of the tail. Let's go back to the end of the tail. We want to taper this so it gets wider as it comes back down and then in towards the side of the body. Let's go back up to the top of the body. We're going to stretch the arms coming down and out with two straight angled lines towards the wrist. Let's round out the wrist with a small curve and come straight in towards the side of the body. Now let's add some shape to the legs. We're going to start right where the body meets the tail right here. We're going to draw an oval. We're going to come in, come down towards the bottom, and then back up. So just rotating the oval in an angle. And we'll line up the top of that oval all the way over towards the left side of the body. We're just going to tuck this leg in, coming down, and just bending that back up underneath. Let's add some shape to the feet. Let's start on the inside of the left leg, angle this down and in, bend this across, and then down, bend this up and then in towards the side of the leg. Let's go over towards the right side, just going to bend the heel, coming in and then down, round up the bottom of the foot, going out, bend this up and then in towards the leg. Now I want to go back up to the top and add some shape to the eyes. We're going to start from the outside, step in, just going to draw a half oval. We're going to go up towards the top of the eye, round this out and come down towards the side of the head. Now over on the right side, we're going to pull this in. So we're going to go up towards the top, towards the same height, and then pull that back down towards the bottom. Let's draw the top edge of the mouth. We're going to start from this point, bend this down and then in towards the center, go across and then up towards the right, just underneath the eye. And then we'll draw the bottom of the mouth. Starting back on the left, come down, round out the mouth, and then bend that back up towards the right. On the inside of each eye along the top, we're going to draw an oval for a highlight. Come down and then back up. And then in the center of the eye, we're going to add another curve, coming down underneath the highlight and then back up. Now we're going to go over towards the left arm and draw on the fingers. We're going to start with the thumb, come down with a straight angle line, and then go up towards the wrist. Let's add two fingers along the top. We're going to point this up and out, come straight in, add one pointing up, and then in on top of the arm. Let's go over towards the right side. Inside the palm, we're gonna draw the thumb, pointing out and back in. Let's go up to the top of the arm. We're gonna add 3 fingers. We're gonna go up and then down. Add a second finger, and then the third finger, come down and just bend that in. Let's add that patch in the center of the body. We're gonna start from the left side, bend this up underneath the chin, come all the way across, and it will come down on top of the right leg. Let's add that trim across the bottom of the tail. Now I want to simplify the shape of the flame. We're going to start from the inside of the tail on the top, going out, around, and then up towards the top, come around the outside, and then back in towards the side of the tail. Now once we have our rough sketch in place, we're going to go back and clean up our drawing. Just erasing these guidelines. Now at this stage, we're going to use this rough sketch as a guide to layer on some more detail and refine the shapes. Now I'd like to start with the eyes. Let's start with the one on the left. We just want to darken up our contrast. Just working our way around. And we can modify the shape if we need to. Just pulling this down towards the bottom. And also rounding out the bottom of the eye. And then from the bottom corners of the eye, we're just going to angle this up and then in towards the outside ring. Round out the bottom. And enhance that highlight along the top. Do the same thing on the right side. Then from the corners of the eye, I'm just going to angle this up. And then from here, just going to work our way around the head. I'm going to add some thick and thin lines. We're going to modify the shape of the top of the mouth. So we're going to start by curling up the corner on the left, dip this down, and then down towards the point in the center, and work our way across towards the right. Let's add 2 fangs across the top corners of the mouth. And then 2 little ones across the bottom on either side. Let's add the nostrils. Now along the top of the eyes, we're going to add a fold. Just going around the eyes along the inside. And then I'm going to go back and just darken up the inside of the eyes going around that highlight. From here, we're going to work our way across the left arm, starting along the top, and just layering the fingers in behind. Give the arm a slight bend. I'm going to just modify the shape of this leg. Just want to bump out the knee a little bit higher, going around, and then bending that in. Also along the back of the leg, I'm just going to bend this up underneath the body. Now along the bottom of the foot, we're just going to add 3 claws. So we'll start with the first one, starting along the bottom, go up towards the top of the claw. And then on the inside, we're just going to bend that back down towards the bottom of the foot. Now I want to repeat that 2 more times. So we're going to start along the side, just going to layer this one in behind. And just following that same step, just going up towards the top and then bending that down. Let's do that 1 more time. And going back to the top of the last claw, just bend the foot, going up and then in behind the thigh. And then fold inside the right leg, going up towards the top. Work our way down towards the heel, and then across towards the first claw. Now, similar to how we did on the left side, we're going to start with that first claw, going up, and then bringing that down towards the bottom. And then we'll layer 2 more claws along the side, starting along the bottom, and then tucking that in along the top. Let's do that 1 more time. Now with the tail, I just want to vanish this in towards the flame. Just going to taper that out. And we'll go back and just trace out that trim across the body. Go back and just clean up our drawing 1 final time. And now we're going to go back and just add some more shape to that flame. So working within that boundary, just going to start on the bottom left. Just going to add these random curves going around the flame. You want to separate this along the top, just adding these little points. Coming back down. Going across the top and then down towards the left side. We're just going to tuck that in towards the side of the tail. Now we're going to go back and just add the inner flame. Just a little bit of a trim on the inside. Now I want to move to the side edge of my pencil and add a light shade to the bottom of each eye. We'll shade in the inside of the tongue. And then we're going to work our way around the body, just adding a shadow along the bottom edge. So the light's going to come from the top left, going across our character, so the shadows want to sit on the opposite side. We'll cross the bottom of the head on the right, add a light shadow. And once we're done adding in our shadows, we'll be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. That's how we draw Charmander from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.